Karen de la Carriere. Tom Cruise is always in the news, especially with his infamous religion we call Scientology. Can you tell us some of the insider scoop pertaining to this guy and what's gone on in his religion, his relationship with his family, the world around him?
You know, Derek, the Daily Mail published yesterday that he hasn't seen his own blood daughter, we're not talking his adopted two kids, his own daughter for 10 years. Derek, what goes on in any cult or religion that they can bend your mind so that you can just disassociate from your own daughter?
There are high control groups like the Jehovah's Witnesses who practice such a thing, where they completely will divorce the relationship with father, son, daughter, mother. Family members will completely ostracize each other from the community if they stop believing or if they go down some path that the family is not okay with. So this is something that you find in high control groups that are really harmful for society.
Now, you gave a good point on Jehovah's Witness because there are so many similarities. Oh, God. You can almost define a cult by looking at what are the characteristics of Jehovah's Witness and Scientology. The thing is, Tom is treated like royalty in Scientology. Absolute bowed to. There are orders that nobody is to look at him in the face if he's walking through a Scientology area. All the staff must look downward at the floor. Just insanity. He's treated like some Saudi king, someone from Buckingham Palace. Now, they would never have told him to never see his daughter because he's treated with such special stroking of feathers. He has decided from his knowledge of Scientology that he should not connect with Suri. So this is his power of choice from his Scientology doctrines. That makes a difference, no, Derek?
I'm curious to know, has he gone on record and said why he's disconnected from her? Or do we have any inside knowledge to express why he doesn't see his child?
No, he's not on record. And he does pay generous child support. But he's well coached in Scientology that area is very touchy. That area will cause mega negative media for the cult. So he doesn't mention, I don't know that he's ever said that, but he's watched as such a big movie star. He's watched.
Is there something his daughter did or his daughter's mother? Why did he disconnect? Why would you say he disconnected?
Well, look at what happened to Tom's other two children. They are devout Scientologists. Devout. Bella, who did all her training at London Org, Bella actually does a promotion for people to join staff and to train. She's used as a spokesman. And Katie did not want Suri being enveloped in the cult. Tom already was proven to bring his offspring, even though they were two adopted kids. He was proven. He's a father who's going to drag them into the cult. Katie didn't want that. So Katie escaped with Suri. So the reason that she took Suri and fled, it was an ambush divorce. Did you know that? Tom went away filming or something. And the next thing is he was served. They hadn't discussed it. They hadn't gone back and forth. They didn't have a sit down on what Katie's fears were. Nothing like that. Suddenly, boom, you're served divorce papers. That's a shock. Wouldn't you agree?
Without a doubt. And I imagine because she probably knows how high control this group really is, the manipulation and such that may come with it, that she needed to escape.
Good girl, Katie. She made quite sure Suri would not be sucked into that the way Tom and Nicole's. And you know, they've more or less disconnected from their mother, Nicole. This is the way Scientology breaks up families. Children are disconnected from their parents. Parents shun their own children. Here's Tom Cruise not seeing Suri for 10 years. Isn't that unbelievable? With all the assets he has, with all the money he has, that he doesn't have. Theoretically, he shouldn't have a care in the world. He makes big movies. The movies make tons of money. And he doesn't see his own daughter. Doesn't that baffle the mind?
Absolutely. It just shows you the kind of horrible things that this kind of religion will do to people, which makes me want to ask about Tom Cruise and how Scientology gets people duped into this whole thing. What would you say drove Tom to become a Scientologist?
When you have an army of 5,000 Sea Org members who work 80 hours a week, and you have that kind of support, because theoretically, Office of Special Affairs can order the sheep to do this, that, and the other. I think I told you the story of how Tom had a little fantasy of walking with Nicole through daisies in the wilderness. And immediately, Sea Org members got no sleep at night. Tom has a fantastic residence at the hierarchy of the church. Oh, a luxurious abode. And they had to work all night planting seeds that Tom could, for a few seconds, hold Nicole's hand and walked through the wildflowers dancing in the wind. It was like a calendar fantasy. So Sea Org members got sleep deprivation for a Tom Cruise fantasy. And they screwed up. They planted the wrong flowers. So they had to stay up with sleep deprivation even more to undo it all. Grab all the wrong plants and then plant the right plants, which were daisies, which tend to move in the wind. This is the kind of treatment Tom gets. His wish is the command of Scientology. What he fantasizes becomes reality. Now, you know that Tom did move away from Scientology for a few years. Did you know that? He wandered off. He was married to Nicole at the time. And in the eyes of the cult, Nicole was the enemy. She was taking away their most beloved asset. So the program was written on how to get Tom to divorce Nicole. And the program with a checklist, each line of how it happened, check, done, done, done. Marty Rathbun, who was number 2 in command after David Miscavige, was sent on mission to retrieve Tom back in the fold. And he did counseling, hundreds of hours on Tom. This is the point Tom changed from being a sort of a dilettante outsider, taking a little Scientology here and there. Here's after this batch of auditing that Tom became more and more in. In 2010, David Miscavige ordered, this is secret insider stuff, he ordered that every Tom Cruise session be videotaped secretly against Tom's knowledge. So at Celebrity Center in Los Angeles, Hollywood, where Tom was reporting, hidden cameras were installed to record every word Tom said. The cover story is, you know how when you're on the phone and immediately Wells Fargo will say, this is being recorded for quality control, right? Or your voice is being recorded. Well, the shore story, the acceptable truth was, we need to record this for quality control. But actually, every word Tom said was then listened to by the top brass of the church. So what he thought was priest penitent privilege wasn't privileged at all. They listened to it late at night, even his very private sexual stuff that he said. And they actually laughed and mocked Tom's very private sexual secrets. Marty Rathburn recorded this on his daily blogs, and the cult never challenged it. They never tried to defend it. They never countered it. They never denied it. And if this is highly libelous, if this was all just made up, you can go to a judge and you can ask for restraining, you can ask to cease publication. You can actually stop something if it's libel. No such thing was ever done.